Hello, good day, everyone. Welcome to another interesting section of Heart to Heart Talk with Prophetess Usman Deborah Okubi. And the topic we on our table today is in-law relationship can be better. In-law relationship can be better. Now, we cannot talk about in-law relationship without first of all talking about marriage. The first thing we should know is what marriage means. Marriage is a legal or formally recognized union between a man and a woman, which establishes rights and obligation to the man and the woman and their in-laws. Now, the reason for this topic is that within my little years in ministry, I have come across a lot of people in the place of counseling as regards to marital issues. And I have discovered that the reason for most of the marriage breakups, divorce, and separations that we have is because people do not understand the concept of in-law relationship and marriage generally. So today we are going to focus on this very interesting topic, and I would like to encourage you to stay put. If you need to grab a coffee, you need to grab your popcorn, you need to grab any snack of your choice, top it with a juice, and just let's go on this interesting journey. We all need to know about it. If you are not married, definitely you're going to be married someday. And if you are married, you need this topic. You need a good understanding of in-law relationship in order to have a happy home. So just stay put on this edition of our reality talk, and I bet you that you're going to enjoy this edition. So we have talked about the definition of marriage, what marriage means, and we're going to be looking at why there are issues in in-law relationship in marriages. This aspect of marriage is something that so many people take for granted because they feel it's not an important aspect of their marriage, or because they feel they don't want to relate with it, and it is the reason why so many homes are breaking, because it's not possible for you to marry from a family and you don't want to be part of that family. It's not possible for you to take a child from another family in marriage and you don't want to accord them the respect that are due to them, or show them some love. Now, you need to know that the things that bring about break in communication in in-lawship relationship in marriages are things that we need to handle with care and with technicality. We need to handle them with care and technicality, because you cannot totally cut off yourself from your spouse's parents and brothers and sisters. So now, the major problems in in-law relationship are: one, the issue of privacy. In every married couple need their private time. They need their privacy. In as much as they marry into other families, it does not mean they should not have time for themselves. And some in-laws don't know how to handle this aspect of marriage. They feel okay when our son, for example, if it's the male part from the husband side, since we were very free with our son before marriage, we enter his bedroom, we go to his pot, we dictate for him what should be cooked, what type of meal he should eat and what he should not eat. Yes, this is still our son even after marriage, so we should still have that freedom. We should be given that free space to intrude into his private life whenever we want, and this brings a lot of problem. As an in-law, either a mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister-in-law, whichever one you belong to, once your son or your daughter is married and you visit them in their homes, you should learn to draw boundaries. You should learn to draw boundaries, because the fact that a man can pick a woman and marry the woman, it means he's matured enough to have a home of his own and do things based on his own ideologies and the ideology of him and his wife. I'm not saying you should not relate with your son or your daughter after marriage, but in a situation where you visit them in their house and you want to dictate to them what kind of food they eat, you want to know the kind of clothes they wear, you want to know who they are talking with, you want to know who their friends are, you want to barge in and out of their bedrooms whenever you like. That is a very great mistake. It means you don't want that marriage to work out, because the other person, which is either the new wife of your son or the husband of your daughter, may not be comfortable with that kind of thing. So you don't enter into their house when there's another person and begin to poke your nose into every of their affairs. You don't begin to say, why are you using gas to cook when there are firewood outside? Why not go for charcoal and all those kind of a thing? If you are trying to advise them, there should be a way. You should present it in a more better way. You should look for a more better approach that you will use to discuss such sensitive issues that will not bring any kind of problem into the marriage. So that goes with unsolicited interference. What you're not supposed to talk about, you want to talk about it. You want to say, why should you be dressing like this? You want to say, you don't like the way this person eats or talk. For God's sake, you are not the one married to either the man or the woman. Even though we know in African setting there is a belief that when you marry a man or you marry a woman, you automatically marry the whoever the wife or the husband is automatically married to the in-laws, but there should still be boundaries as to what you say to them, what you do to them, where you try to intrude into their privacies. It will not be okay. The common one is issue of birthing a baby and trying to christen the baby. Most times you see in-laws fighting tooth and nail to name the baby based on their own ideology. They feel they should be the only ones to name a baby. That is a very wrong mentality. Now you as a mother-in-law, when you had your children and you name them, this man that came into your family newly as a husband, or this young lady that came into your family as a wife, wasn't there. She didn't stop you from naming your own children. So it will not be appropriate for you to say, yes, it's our sole right to name the baby. You don't have a right. In marriage, the two are one. So if you are coming with that kind of an ideology, you are a negative energy to that marriage. It means you don't want that marriage to work out, and it's not a good thing. You should give everybody their freedom. When a child is born, The father has a right to name the child and call the child whatever he wants to call the child. The mother that went through the labor and the pain of bringing the baby into this world has a right. Recently, I was watching a clip on social media, Facebook to be precise, where I saw a husband and a wife arguing on issue of naming the baby, bringing the mother-in-law into the issue and all those kind of things. And they are normal things that we see in our society today. These things should not bring about issues. Some in-laws are so very problematic that they can stand on that and they will make sure that there is a big a gap between the husband and the wife. It could even lead to issue of domestic violence, because once the man start feeling as if the woman is not listening to him and his people, there will be a problem in the marriage. So the other thing is that people come with unmet expectations. People problems come with unmet expectations from both ends in the marriage. When people get married, from the man side, he may have a particular expectation from his wife on maybe his perspective and ideology of the woman while they were having a relationship. The family of the woman or the man may also have their own expectations too. And at the end of the day, when they are legally married and these expectations are not met, it can bring about a lot of problems. Though some men marry women because they feel maybe the family are influential, they have connections to help them get jobs and all of that. So when it doesn't work out like that in the marriage on the long run, the in-laws will start fighting, because ordinarily maybe they didn't want their son or their daughter to marry that person, but their child was able to convince them as, okay, this is the reason I'm marrying this person. If I marry him or her, I'll be able to achieve so of my aim and my goal. And so everybody just left it like that, with the aim of, okay, let's see how you're going to achieve that. If that expectation is not met, the home will not be at peace. There will be a lot of problem. The in-laws will not take it lightly. Okay, the common thing expectation people come with in marriage is childbearing. In a situation where a woman is not able to conceive during the marriage, because the expectations of almost everyone, especially in African society like the one we are in, is that the woman will come and bear children for them. They see marriage as a form of trying to collect seed that you like from another family and sow it in your own family. So when such kind of expectations are not met on time, the family, that is the in-laws, will be the ones to be fighting the woman tooth and nail, and causing problems. We should know that no human being is perfect, and no human being is in charge of his or her own life. God is the author and the designer of destiny. So he's the one to dictate when you are due to have a baby and when you are not due to. The best you can do as in-laws to the couple is for you to pray for them, encourage them as much as you can do, rather than coming to be a wall of separation between the couples. So that is something very important that our societies should take serious.